Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Shadows Within, and this is a tribute show to a fallen brother in the wrestling world that has passed, named Vince Steele. Vince was an incredible figure in and outside the ring. I have a little paper here with a few words that I would like to say about him, a little speech, and talk about some of his matches. And this is some news that has affected the wrestling world, and for those of you that do not know who he is, I really strongly suggest looking him up on YouTube, looking into him. He was a very big part of the wrestling sport in the indies, making his name out there. A former champion in his own right, facing some big names, teaming with some big names. And this show today is in honor of him. And this is different than what we usually do here on the Shadows Within. I've never done a tribute show. We'll have a 10-bell salute for him. Thank you to everybody that will be showing up and joining in, and I appreciate that. Hope everybody is having a great day today, evening, night, morning, wherever you may be. And this ain't just about any man. This is about a man that really impacted wrestling. Like I said, if most people don't know about him, please look into Vince Steele. Vince Steele was an amazing figure, was an amazing guy in and outside the ring, what I heard and what I was told. And I've been seeing nothing but love about him since his passing, and I wanted to pay back, and I wanted to do this for him. Welcome, B. Moore. Welcome, sir. Thank you for showing up. I'm not trying to take down everybody's spirits, but this is something I really want to do, and yeah, this man, he really captured me a lot. There's a lot of big guys in the sport, but he just had an aura about him that was different to me. It was different than a Big Show. It was different than an Ace Romero. It was different than an Otis. It was different than a Braun Strowman. It was different than big guys. And he was incredible. He was agile. He attempted a coast-to-coast. That was insane to see. Chris Jericho even commented on it. I'm almost done inviting everybody, guys. I apologize. And if you would like to check out some of his company's work that he's been in, BTPW was one, Big Time Pro Wrestling. VXS, if you guys ever heard about that. He's also done stuff in CMW for Shoot Wrestling and many other independent promotions. Yes, it's good to see you, Alexa. Thank you again for showing up. I'm almost done. I was watching his match up today. There was this chaotic 5-on-5, which I will talk about later, and I am telling you, it was extraordinary on CMW, live on YouTube. When it first came out. If you would like to go check that out, please, I strongly suggest do. I'll be talking about some of his matches up on YouTube. The matches I was able to see. I was only ever just able to see him live a couple times. And even in those couple times, it was a true honor to see that. I'm almost done. And there we go. Everybody is invited. Before I get to talking, we are gonna do a 10 bell salute. Um, so, here we go. Thank you, everyone. Now, a little speech I have prepared here. It's not a big one, and like I said, this is my first tribute show, and this ain't the best. So I hope you guys do enjoy it, and I hope the ones that were close with Vince are seeing this as well when this goes up. This is to him and his family. My deepest condolences. The Jurassic Juggernaut, Vince Steele, began wrestling in 2004. Became a fixture in New York and New Jersey on the wrestling scene, working for promotions like BCW, ACE, CCW, and VXS. His presence and passion and dedication made him a respected name among fans and other fellow wrestlers. He was a 6'10", 490-pound Impact player for Big Time Pro Wrestling Lords of the Ring in Huntington, West Virginia from 2019 into 2022. Competing always near the top of the cards. Also a former BTPW Singles Champion and BTPW River City Champion. Some of his matches up on YouTube include the King of Sports was between him, Vince Steele, the Jurassic Juggernaut, versus Scott Murdoch. And it ended with Scott Murdoch winning the victory, but in the end, Vince Steele was not happy, and he took it to him after the match, and it ended with a brawl with the two men. These men are in the heavyweight division, and these two men are big, and freaking these men were trying to hold him back, and it was hard to hold these two back. And you saw the passion and the fire in these both men, how they wanted to face each other again. And it would have been awesome to have seen them face again. And especially with what they were doing was incredible. At No Limits 3 for OCW, he faced a legend in the sport of wrestling to wrestling fans that know him from the WWE and other big places like Impact and FWE. I'm talking about Chris Adonis, also known as Chris Masters. He took on Vince Steele in classic matchup. It was very impressive. Even though Ace did not get the victory, Chris Adonis won, and he himself, I heard, even had a great conversation with him in the back and had very much respect for facing Vince Steele, and Vince Steele was honored to have faced Chris. Vince, some of his greatest matches also come from SCM. Definitely check out their stuff. He faced the likes of Congo Kong, Brutus Dillon. He also faced AC Romero, which he all won. Vince Steele was a force to be reckoned with. Like I said, he attempted a coast-to-coast, and he was a 490-pound man. What he can do in the ring was agile, power, and agility. It was incredible. Vince made an impact on the world, and he will never be forgotten. This one, for the U.S. title, Lockjaw versus Vince Steele. This was Lockjaw's last match. It ended in a no contest. Now, after that, they were brawling, and that was Lockjaw's last match. And it left us hanging, making you wonder, who would have won? Vince Steele, part of this man's last match, he very well could have beat him in his last match. But then again, how it looked like Lockjaw also had a chance, this being his last match. But who knows? That remains to never be seen, since that was Lockjaw's last appearances in wrestling. Next up, Yobo the Clown versus Vince Steele. Another one from SCM matches that Vince Steele has been in. He is a proud particle of SCM. It was incredible. And what he did there was epic with Yobo. Yobo put up one hell of a fight, but in the end, Vince Steele came out victorious. Another one I really liked. He may have not won this one, but this was at a tribute show. And let me tell you, hello, Mom. I hope you're doing good. I love and miss you. At the Matt Travis tribute show, Danny Math and Vince Steele put on a hell of a matchup. It was long, it was grueling, it was battering, it was intense. In the end, Danny came out victorious, but in the end, Vince Steele got the respect of Danny. And that matchup, like I said, was impressive. Please go check it out on YouTube for VXS. VXS has some great content. Their wrestling promotion is fire. Please go check them out. We also had a great tag match that was up on YouTube. From UMLW, Vince Steele teamed up with King Jetter to take on the Commandos. And in the end, Vince Steele and his partner King Jetter won, and these two men are both big mofos, and they can move like cruiserweights. And it was great to see them team up for the first and only time, and it was like, wow, imagine them on the tag scene on the circuit. Oh, be scary. And if you have not checked out, like I said, go check out Vince Steele's stuff on YouTube and wherever else you may find him. Impressive performer. Now, my last matchup on the list here on YouTube was the SCM Chaos Theory. A 5-on-5 elimination. Jeff Staples, Theo Storm, Dante DVS, Solomon Stone, and Isaiah Moore took on the team of Aaron Stone, Cha-Cha Charlie, Alex Romero, Brown Sugar, and Vince Steele. In the end, that was, at the whole matchup, all I'm going to say is it was chaotic 5-on-5. Please go check that out on YouTube. It was one of my favorites up there on YouTube, I will say. And Vince Steele, thank you for what you have done. And also in the end, it was Vince Steele being the sole survivor for his team. Impressive matchup, chaotic all around. I loved it. Please go check it out. And to finish up with this, because like I said, I've never done a tribute, so if this is not like as good as anybody could think, I just have never done a tribute, so my first time doing a tribute, especially dedicated just like this one person, like this. Vince passed during a match in a 4-way matchup in the Brill Combination Wrestling event in Ridgefield Park, New Jersey. He suffered a medical emergency. And he lost his life that night. And his legacy will live on throughout the countless lives he touched outside the ring. Because he made an impact on not just the people inside the ring and the fans, but he also made an impact on everybody that watched him and got to know him, and people that stuck by him, and the fans, everybody got to know who he was. And Vince, I just want to say thank you. You are never forgotten, man. You will always be remembered. Exactly. And my thoughts and prayers go out to your family. And that's really my tribute show. I know it's not long. I know it's not big posted. May not have a lot of people come on, but I wanted to do this for Vince. And I just want to say again, thank you, Vince, and thank you for everybody that showed up on this tribute show. I will be having a episode of The Shadows Within later, but I wanted to do this one fully about Vince Steele. Thank you, Vince. And R.I.P. Fallen brother.